What's happening, homies, and welcome. This is Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow, episode 49. I am your host, sir.
49, right?
That's what I just said. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I'm your host, Sir Cussalott, Travis Pointer. And I will be being joined this week, as always, by the rude and interrupting Mara the Shark Watkins.
Oh, now I'm rude?
Oh, I mean, you just interrupted me in the middle of, the introduction and shit.
I was asking just for clarification.
Say hi, Mara.
But hi, everybody.
You just muted yourself, and I don't know why you did that with your rude ass. Anyway, we are here.
I gotta tell everyone I'm muting myself, Travis.
Well, I didn't know if you did it on purpose or not. I assumed it actually was an accident. It wouldn't be the first time. But anyway,
yeah.
We are here, as always, to discuss the Arrowverse on the CW. It's Supergirl, Flash, Legends of Tomorrow, Arrow, and Black Lightning. Even though this week we only have, Legends and Black Lightning, but, might be another short week. It won't be as short as our shortest episode, but it might be kind of short, but hey.
It'll be twice the time of our shortest show.
Maybe, possibly. Math dictates that should be the way it works. Might not be, though. But anyway.
Nothing's ever definite, I'm just saying.
Yeah. But, since we're here, why don't we all just, get on with the show? Where do you want to start, Mara? You want to start with Legends or you want to start with Black Lightning?
Black Lightning.
Okay, well, clearly Mara wants to start with Black Lightning. Is there something about Black Lightning that really makes you want to go there, or
Well, because there was a line that was said that kind of made me excited because how they always say that Black Lightning is not part of the Arrowverse and all that stuff. And it made me kind of but there was a certain line.
Oh yeah, I know, I got it. I wrote it down. We'll get to it. Your old overeager ass.
You said,
I didn't want details.
I
didn't want details. I just wanted a general, hey, yeah, there's something that they said. You could have stopped right there.
Do I ever stop right there, though?
No, you don't ever stop right there, which is why I instructed you to stop right there.
Okay.
Anyway, this episode was called The Book of Little Black Lies.
Which is hilarious because,
Yeah. It was, little white lies, but no, it's Black Lightning, so it's little black lies. I see what you did there. So, the episode kicks off with, Jennifer tripping because, she's like, I think it's something, I think I'm crazy, yada, yada, yada. And it's like, yo, you ain't crazy. I got powers. You got powers. We all got powers.
Dad got powers.
Yeah, except our mama. She ain't got no powers. But, unless, putting up with, a superpowered husband, ex-husband, and superpowered daughters, unless that's a superpower, she ain't got no powers.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah. I mean, she really didn't put up with it.
Being a mom is a superpower.
Oh, God. That means every woman on the planet has superpowers in. So
we put up with a lot of nonsense.
Is it really a superpower if all of you can do it?
Yeah.
I didn't know that's how that worked. Okay, I'll leave that alone.
That's how it works in my book.
I'm not going there. I'm leaving that right there.
Okay.
So we get she's tripping, be like, oh, they lied to me. And as soon as she started talking about how they all lied to her and all that kind of stuff, immediately my mind went to the song Return of the Mac. And he was like,
why?
You lied to me.
Oh my God. I haven't heard that in a while.
And the thing is,
talked about it the other day.
After that, It was just like I really didn't hear anything else anybody said because that's all I was thinking about. But I did see that she was tripping, and then Anissa started tripping because her parents were tripping about her telling on them to Jennifer, and then the mama started tripping because like all her daughters all superpowered and shit. So it's like, why is everybody tripping? I'm gonna need y'all to chill out because this isn't helping anybody.
Some people have their own way of processing, Travis.
That wasn't processing though. That was just people just
tripping.
Yeah. But then we get, finally this mother-daughter talk with Jennifer and Lynn, mama. So at this point is what I know you really wanted to get to, so go ahead.
Oh, yeah. So, Lynn goes, I know exactly how you feel. And, as per any usual angsty teenager would go, how could you possibly know how I feel? Because that's what I was thinking. I was like, Lynn, you don't have any power. How do you know how she feels? But then, then Jennifer goes, how would you know how I feel unless you're coming here to tell me you're Vixen? And I was just like, oh, they said Vixen.
Yeah.
Which is that Vixen is one of Amaya's, on her line, right?
Yeah, that's her descendant. Yeah. I forgot what her name is. Yeah. She's got a cartoon on, that comes on the weekends.
WC.
Yeah, it's part of the Arrowverse.
Which was very interesting. And then, Lynn, after trying to joke with her for 0.5 seconds, she's like, no, I'm not Vixen. I'm not Supergirl.
Yeah. So she did mention, two people from the Arrowverse, suggesting that these people do exist in their universe, even though
Which now have me thinking they are on Kara.
I lost you for a second, which makes you think what?
They are on Kara's Earth and not Earth 1.
Why do you think that?
Well, I mean, do people really on Barry's Earth really know of Supergirl and Superman?
I don't know, but do people on Kara's Earth know about Vixen?
No, that's a good question.
So yeah, it's just who knows. But even so, it means they're in a world where they know that these people exist. So even though they tried to say that, well, they didn't say it wasn't part of the Arrowverse. They said for now they're trying to make it its own thing, even though we all know they're going to connect it. It's on CW. It's a superhero show. DC characters. They're going to cross them over. It's going to happen.
And I mean, if WB can bring Scooby-Doo and Supernatural together.
No. We are not talking about that here. It is not happening. No.
I'm just saying.
No.
If they can bring them together.
Nope. Blah, 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 blah.
Did I say something wrong, Travis?
I don't know if you said anything.
Okay.
So anyway, moving on from that, in doing some research and shit, I guess Anissa and Jeff found out that somebody tried to bribe, granddaddy, Jeff's father or whatever.
Granddaddy Pierce.
Yeah. So they're like, all right, let's look into this shit. And so they got to go to a lawyer. I don't know. Maybe I was missing something. Like, how did they get to the lawyer thing? But okay, I'll get with it. Go ahead. And they go to see this lawyer, and they like, I see Jeff got on the Barack Obama mask, and Anissa got what mask was that she had on? Was that supposed to be Michelle?
I think so.
Oh, okay. Because he's like, yeah.
I think I just assumed because I saw the Jefferson had the Barack mask on, and then I just assumed that was Michelle.
Yeah. I was just like, I mean, okay. I'm guessing that's supposed to be Michelle. I'll just go with it. Um, so they get whatever info they need from him. They just scare the shit out of him, and he does what they want. She tries the good cop thing, just asking nicely, and you're like, oh, okay, well, I'll just hack your shit. And Jeff's like, oh, I'll just fucking fry you because I can do that shit. And he just
I'm gonna
does.
make a steak out of you.
Yeah.
Is kind of what he said.
Yeah, basically. Well, I think it was more of a chicken reference. I think he said like, regular or extra crispy or some shit.
No, he said rare, extra rare. There's no such thing as that for chicken.
Oh, he said
Despite
rare,
what the
extra
internet,
rare. See, this is
yeah,
what I'm saying. I was still distracted because I was still singing Return of the Mac.
like despite what the internet is trying to get people to believe, there's no such thing as rare, medium well chicken. You just gotta cook that shit fully through.
Nobody's really trying to make you believe that. It was some dumb motherfucker that did that shit. And he's like, what's wrong? In the world said in unison, what the fuck is wrong with you? You're gonna die. But anyway,
That person probably is dead.
yeah. I'm gonna assume that whoever did that put that up as a joke, and this person didn't actually eat that.
I hope not.
Yep, that's what I'm going with. So yeah. Let's see. We also got this point where we see that Jennifer has been like watching YouTube videos and shit about Thunder, or like Anissa as Thunder, and
Yeah,
I just like to
we
point out.
learned that, huh?
I also just want to point out that it was not just me and my circle of friends who looked at Anissa and was like, that ass though. But
Horrible.
listen. Even when she put on her outfits at first and like she like ripped a pair of tights or some shit, she just looked at her and she's like, she got too much ass. She even acknowledged her own ass. So it's not even just me. All right, it's not just us. She said it herself. But
wasn't for you to confirm.
Okay, but what's there is there. I'm sorry for acknowledging. I am a broadcast journalist. Nah. Anyway, what was I saying? I got distracted before you threw me
You and
off.
your friends, something about.
Oh yeah, I'm moving on from that. But anyway, yeah, on the her watching YouTube videos and fans after her. Apparently, she's. Well, you gonna say she's more popular than Black Lightning? Is that where you were going?
Yeah.
Yeah. Which was like, oh, okay. They like her more, What'd you think of
I
that?
think that caught her by surprise too.
Well, yeah, because she's newer, so I'd imagine that she wouldn't think that people would, like her as much. But as she said, they're like, saw that she was someone who stood up for, female empowerment and, standing up to the patriarchy and such. So.
Fuck the man.
Yeah, man, fuck that motherfucker. I don't like the man either. Let's see. Oh, we see Anissa gets her new suit finally. She doesn't look like, a bunch of melted Starburst put together.
Melted Starburst.
That's what it reminded me of when I first saw it. Like one of those things, like when you take, what was I looking at? Not Starburst. I was watching this video of somebody that made, no, somebody that made shot glasses out of melted Jolly Ranchers.
Oh.
And like they put in made this little mold. They put the Jolly Ranchers in and melted it all together, and then like they took them out and they were actually candy shot glasses. She looked like one of those, but now her suit
I'm
looks.
just curious as to why people have that kind of equipment in like their house
to make shot glasses with. It's really just a little like silicone mold thing. You can get it on Amazon probably for like $15 or so, and
or even like I'm talking about even like the videos where people are like compressing stuff in like a pressure weight thing. Have you ever seen like a crush it video?
Yeah.
Like those. Like why do people have those?
To crush stuff.
Don't.
I mean, that's the answer to your question. I mean, they don't like. I don't think it's like just stuff they just randomly have in their house. I think they like go somewhere where they actually have it and just do it there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't think it's the kind of
That's,
thing that people just kind of have for no reason.
that's what I was saying. Like, I always thought it was like they had these things that, like, in their backyard shed or something like that. And I'm like, why?
Well, I
Why do you
mean,
own this?
depends on what their occupation is. Maybe they have an occupation that requires them to use that type of equipment. So, or they know somebody with that kind of occupation that requires them to have that kind of equipment. That's all.
Okay.
Um, let's see. We also saw this one moment when Anissa was talking to Jeff, and she was like, "Yo, I know you mad at Jeff, but you kind of mad at Jeff for the same reason that Jennifer's mad at you, and all that kind of shit." I'm like,
You
"Huh?
mean Gamby?
Yeah, sorry, yeah, you mad at Gabby for the same reason that Jennifer's mad at you." And he was like, "Hey, I ain't trying to hear that shit." Basically,
He's like, it's not the same thing. And then we're like, yes, it is.
yeah, it kind of is. It kind of, you know. I mean, Jeff didn't like, lie about her father's death, but
But she's still alive.
yeah. So it was a different kind of lie, but it was lies or omission of truth.
But I think it's like, it's lies about, like, their lives. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But, like, I didn't, like, when Jennifer and Lynn were talking, and Jennifer was talking about how come no one told me I would get powers. And I was from Lynn to be like, we didn't even know it would go on down to you guys until your sister came out about like a week ago.
Mm-hmm.
So, like,
Yeah. We didn't know. We had no reason to think you were because his powers weren't. She said it like his powers weren't genetic, so we didn't. What made us? There's no reason for us to think it would be passed down.
why
So
we assume yours were too?
yeah, just. But yeah, in that whole talk, you see like Jen's like, I don't want this superhero life. Like that ain't what I want. I just want to, I want to go to prom. I want to get married. I want to have babies and shit. Like that's what she want. She don't want to save the world. Like, and on one hand, it's just like, I get it. And I'm just also like, yo, what teenager doesn't want to be able to like electrocute shit? Like, I don't know. It just kind of seems to me. Maybe
I
I
would
was.
shock someone into being my prom day if they didn't want to go.
It's just like maybe I was different as a teenager, but it's just like if you were to all of a sudden tell me as a teenager, and I found out I had electricity powers, I'd be like, fuck yeah. Even if I didn't want to save the world with them, I'd just be like, yo, this is fucking awesome. But that's just me. Maybe I'm different.
You are. You're one of a kind, Travis.
Just like the way I see it, I'm like, if I can control this, I can charge my phone at any time.
Shut the fuck up.
Like, if I could really figure out how to do this, I could be like, I could just have unlimited juice in my phone. Get down to like 1% and just touch.
I guess that would be the teenage way of looking at it.
Yeah. Like you get down to like 5% or some shit. You just touch your finger to the bottom of the phone and just be like, nah, and you charge your shit. Like, then like you get with that, you get entrepreneurial about it. And like, yo, and your phone's down, I'll charge it myself for $10. Bring me your phone and just
$10 a charge.
Yep. Or you can find a charger yourself somewhere and plug it up and wait for an hour for it to charge all the way up.
Yeah, that's one way of doing it.
I'd hustle the hell out of that shit.
But anywho, now and then there was the question of whether Jennifer can have kids, but I don't see that being a problem though.
I don't think so either. I don't see why that would make a difference with her being able to, electrocute shit.
because Jefferson, I mean, he had her and Anissa, so like,
Yeah, but he didn't have to carry them though, so I can see why she, might think something. But there's nothing about that makes me think that maybe she wouldn't be able to. There's no evidence that says yeah you still can, but there's no evidence that says you can't. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like it's like what's that saying? Like the absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence. So
I never heard that, but I understand it completely.
I'm trying to remember where I heard that. I don't remember where I heard that from, but I heard that somewhere. Like the absence of evidence is not the evidence of absence. Um, what else was going on? Oh, he was. We had detective. What's the detective dude's name?
Henderson.
Who?
Henderson.
Oh, Henderson. Oh, okay. I thought you said Anderson at first. I'm like, that's not it. Henderson. Okay.
No, I don't know his first name, but I know it's Henderson.
Okay, yeah. So he was out gathering intel because I guess he had some vacation days, some off days saved up, and I guess he decided with his off days he was gonna help Black Lightning. You give me some off days, I'm getting the fuck out of that city. But that's just me. Um,
That's facts though. Like, I'm not taking any chances.
yeah, yeah. I'm getting the
Taking
fuck
my
out of there.
family getting the fuck
Yeah,
out.
yeah. You give me some vacation days, I'm getting the fuck up out of there. Um, but yeah, while they find the dudes that have I guess they have the green light shit, and they go to the lab where they're making the green light, and they take the lab down, and I guess evil SWAT shows up while they blowing the shit
I was
up.
scared. I was honestly scared that they were gonna kill him
Kill
because
who?
when he started talking to the Officer Henderson.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought he was gonna
Because
die
when
too. I'm like, he might not make it through the end of the season, and then I'm like, maybe I was thinking either him or Gamby won't make it through the season, but I don't know.
I feel like Gamby will.
Mm-hmm. We'll see. But yeah, they did shoot him, and then they said, okay, switch to regular ammunition after that. So why do they want to switch after they shot him once? So I'm wondering, like, is there something about what they were shooting him with before? You know what I mean?
No idea. Maybe they're just stupid.
When they were
Most bad guys are
yeah,
stupid.
because they were shooting them. They first they were like you want them alive and all that, and they were shooting at them with something. Like maybe they were shooting them with something else. And then after they hit them once, they're like, all right, everybody switch to regular ammunition. Like,
What was the first thing you hit him
yeah,
with?
what were you shooting with before? I don't understand. So I don't know. Maybe we'll get some answers, but I'm not sure.
Waffle.
So then later on, we had the daddy daughter moment with Jen and Jeff. I guess she's over it now, and they watched The Princess and the Frog together, and all is well.
I would say she's the farthest thing from over it, but I feel like she's in the process of being okay.
She might as well get over it. So
Yeah, there's nothing she can do about it. I'm just saying, we don't just hop and get over things.
yeah, because I guess maybe I'm just weird because it's just like in my head, I'm just like, yo, you mean to tell me I can just pick my finger up and point at something and zoom? It's fucking awesome. But yeah. Anything else with Black Lightning you wanted to make sure we touched on before we move forward?
No.
Well, all right then. Let's go ahead and talk about Legends of Tomorrow.
Yeah, let's do it.
This episode was called Necromancing the Stone. Once again, I see what you did there.
Yeah.
It's one of those things. I'm aware of the movie Romancing the Stone. I never saw it, but I'm aware of it.
Oh, that is totally not where I thought that was going.
Where'd you think it was going?
I mean, it's the Death Stone.
Yeah.
And
You only got it on the surface level. There's a movie called Romancing the Stone that came out like in the 80s, I think. I never saw it, but
I've never even heard of it.
yeah, I'm aware. Yeah.
Yeah, like I just thought they were just playing on words of like death and all that stuff.
Oh no, they're playing on a movie title too. Yeah, but
Okay.
hmm I just want to point out though that as is often the case, but even more so this week, Mick was my favorite part of this episode throughout the whole thing. He was just like, "Yo, I'm not about this bullshit." Like what? Oh man, like they were trying, like so many times they just were calling on Mick for help, and he was just like, "No, like I just don't want
I'm
anything."
not doing this.
It's the whole time. I was like, "Oh, this is awesome." The whole time. Um,
Yeah.
let's see. Like even when Wally went to go get him, like for the meeting and shit, and he like put a robe on him and all that. He's like, "Yo, he sleeps naked," and they were like, "Yeah, we told you to leave him alone."
We tried to warn you, Wally.
Yeah, man, it's fucking funny, dude. Like, Mick, he continues to show why he is my favorite part of the Legends. But the episode kicks off with Sarah having this crazy, weird nightmare and shit, which we later find out is about the little girl whose father she killed when she was part of the League of Assassins.
Yeah. I didn't know where the little girl came from, and then when they showed that flashback, I was like, "Oh, that makes so much more sense now."
Mm-hmm. And then, she wakes up in a panic, and she's next to, her new boo thing, and we get some moments of jealousy from Ava about Sarah fucking Constantine. She's just like, yeah,
Back in the '60s, but it was like 3 weeks ago.
yeah. But it's just whatever. It's Sarah. When you got Sarah, this is what you deal with. Sarah's a free spirit. Live with it. It is what it is. Like when she's like going through time, like seducing queens and princesses and shit.
Right? So, that's what Sarah does.
Mm-hmm. We also got Wally making a comparison to what they have going on to Flashpoint, and they're like, "Oh, that's what you call that shit?" You're like, "Yeah."
Yeah, bro, that shit was crazy.
Yeah, man. Not on the level that y'all did. We didn't make dinosaurs appear in Los Angeles, but we didn't break time. We just kind of, Barry just kind of fucked it up, moved shit around.
We gave a couple of friends powers. That was about it, though.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, she had finally, Sarah has this weird ringing going on in her head, and she's like, I guess the death totem is calling to her, but really it was just Mollis trying to get her to use it so he can take her over, and yeah,
which was crazy.
Mm-hmm. All right, Ray got his ass whooped by Sarah. We didn't see that. That happened off screen, but
oh yeah, she whooped his ass. Like damn.
Yeah, he was like, he had to get put in little shit. But yeah, she like shut Gideon down and everything. So they just had to deal with it. Funny thing was,
I like how Gideon was like, if I could feel rage, I would be enthralled or something like that.
Oh man. Let's see. Oh, we got that moment Wally was just like, "Oh, yeah, I'll handle this. Don't worry about it." But
I'm just gonna knock her out, tie her up, and then we'll be fine.
Well, I mean, when you're like, when your Kid Flash, it's just like it seems pretty logical. That's just what you can do. Like, there's
I got this.
There's no reason to believe you wouldn't be able to do that.
But I didn't think it was going to work out, only because it was so early in the episode.
Oh, of course, we knew it wasn't going to work out that way, but I can understand why he thought it would. It was just, when they needed Mick, he was like, "I'll go get Mick." Shroom, shroom. He's back. He's dressed and everything. We got this shit, And it was just, I'll go take her out and knock her out real quick because, I'm fucking Kid Flash.
Do you think he's still going by Kid Flash?
I mean, what else would he go by?
I don't know.
Yeah, he doesn't have another. He's been Kid Flash all this time, so you know.
Okay.
Yeah, the grandson Impulse hasn't showed up yet, so we'll see. Um, so Sarah gets taken over by the Death Stone.
And she's wreaking havoc.
Yeah. She's like making everybody see stuff from their past, like people who they've lost and all that. To kind of weaken them for a minute so she can take them out. We find out that basically the reason why the death totem is basically tied to Mollis is because the tribe that held the death totem was like in charge of, in charge of the dead, and Mollis, they joined up with Mollis and all that, and that's why he's tied to it.
Which makes sense.
Yeah. Ava has to go get Constantine to try to save Sarah because, gotta have that tension.
Despite her disliking of him.
Yeah, you gotta have that tension there, which is fun. It was really funny too. I'm just like, yeah, I enjoy this a lot. Like the back and forth between them was good fun.
Gary goes, "Oh, did you guys both sleep with Captain Lance?"
Mm-hmm. Speaking of Gary, and I just want to say this was the moment for the true nerds out there when you realize that basically Dungeons and Dragons saved the day.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's just, this one, you true nerds out there, this was for you. Like, there's no way in any other thing, in any other time that, literally the world was saved by Dungeons and Dragons.
Right. Just don't work that way.
Yeah.
But it did today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess. And then Nate tries to get the Earth Totem to fight Sarah. That didn't work out. But Mick grabs the Fire Totem with Amaya's encouragement, like, yo, use this shit. You can fight Sarah,
Because it's perfect for you.
Yeah, man, because you love fire. She broke your fucking fire gun. So, yeah, use the totem. Which, worked out. Yeah, that's what I said. Exactly.
Yeah.
But, the conclusion of this episode left us with Sarah breaking up with Ava, because reasons. Like,
Sarah's like one of the people where she's like, I just can't be happy, so nah.
Yeah, basically just like, oh, I mess up all my relationships, so I'm just gonna break up with you. Well, how about you just don't do that anymore?
Right.
It's just how I see it. Like, yo, just don't do that no more, and you're good.
Luna agrees.
Yeah. But yeah, was there anything else with Legends that you wanted to make sure we touched on?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Luna said, will Constantine be back, do you think?
Probably. He'll make a appearance.
They haven't fully defeated Mollis, so I assumed.
Exactly. I'm sure he has some stake in, taking out Mollis, so I'm assuming he'll be back for that.
Oh, okay. You heard that? Cool.
That would be my guess. And we saw him at the end playing D&D with Gary, so
right.
So he's all up in there now. So.
All up in that shit.
Yeah, man. So let me ask you, who's winning this week?
I will say the Pierce family is winning.
That's 4 people. I'm gonna need you to pick one.
I'm choosing them as like a unit, like the family as itself.
I wish you all could see the face I just made at her right now. Like, I'm gonna let you have
But you
it.
get what I'm saying, though,
I'm
right?
gonna let you have it.
Because you get.
But that's the last
Can
time
you
I'm gonna let you
understand where
get.
I'm going with it, right?
Listen, I'm gonna let you have it. But that's the last time I'm letting you get away with that shit. But anyway,
Okay.
I see why. But whatever.
Because it's like it was like a family thing. So like them as one, we're winning.
Yeah, that's the last time I'm letting you do that shit. But
I'll take it.
who's losing?
I think I would have to say Sarah.
Interesting. Why Sarah?
I mean, not only did she get taken over by Mala, she had to realize and come to her not come to her senses, but she had to make the self-realization that death, always kind of really always follows her, no matter what, whether it's at her own hands or by whatever. And then she also had to lose someone that she cared about.
That's the thing. She didn't.
Or she had to send them away.
She didn't have to do that though. That's my thing. But anyway,
but in her logic, she had to.
I would say that Jennifer in particular is winning, whether she wants to be winning or not. And as far as losing goes, I'm just gonna, I'm gonna say Amaya's losing because ever since she lost her totem, she's just been completely useless.
Right, like she actually she had her whole leg hurt up all that episode.
Mm-hmm. And it's one of, even before when I was just like, it doesn't make a difference because she don't do nothing anyway with it. But it's just like, yo, now she really don't do shit.
It's just getting more and more.
Yeah, like
it's just getting more and more annoying.
So it's just like, yeah, you really don't do
when
shit
she
now.
was walking out with, when she was walking out with the knife, and I was like, what are you going to do with the knife against a super charged up assassin?
Yeah, I don't know. So yeah, that's who I think is losing.
Yeah, I could see that.
Mm-hmm. But yeah,
I can agree with you there.
I think that'll be it for this week's episode of Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow. Don't forget to
featuring Black Lightning.
Yes, featuring Black Lightning. Don't forget to catch us and follow us on both Twitter and Instagram at Creation Magazine. Also, like us on Facebook at facebook.com/Creation Magazine. We also have a Facebook group for this particular podcast. Mara, what's the Facebook group for this particular podcast?
It's www.facebook.com/groups/Super Flashy Arrow.
Yeah, I lost you at the end there, so I'm going to need you to say that again.
It is www.facebook.com/groups/Super Flashy Arrow of Tomorrow.
I lost you again. I need you to do it one more time.
Are you serious? Are you just fucking with me right now?
That time I was just fucking with you, but the first time I really did need you to repeat it. Also, don't forget there's also Creation Conversation available all the same places this podcast is.
Every month.
Also, don't forget Smacking It Raw if you're a wrestling fan every week. And Luna. Follow Luna.
Have Luna's Corner on Fridays.
Yeah, don't forget to follow Luna on Instagram. What's Luna's Instagram?
Luna Boona 29.
All right, Luna Boona 29. Follow Luna on Instagram. Also, don't forget to follow me on both Twitter and Instagram at Sir_Cussalott. That is at SIR_CUSSALOTT. Where can they find you, Mara?
On Twitter and Instagram at MARADASHARK, Mara the Shark.
All right. That'll be it for this week. Till next time, we out.
Later.